a look at the German nouns. Okay, so the concept for today that we have is called as their article. So article is something that denotes the gender of a noun. So in Deutsch, we have three kinds of genders which are assigned to our nouns. We have masculine, which is masculine nouns. We have feminine, which are feminine nouns. We have neutral, which are neutral nouns. And finally, we have the plural form of nouns. Okay, so let us start with the masculine nouns first. So the article that denotes the masculine noun is their. Okay, so nouns in general are divided as masculine, feminine and neutral. When you are talking of masculine nouns, the article here is their. Now when we talk of nouns representing people, it is slightly easier to understand the gender of the noun. So say for example, I talk about the noun father, or I talk about the noun husband, or I talk about the noun brother. It is very easy to understand that these nouns are masculine, as father is always associated with masculine, or husband or brother is always associated with the masculine. So when it comes to people, there is not much of confusion when it comes to Deutsch nouns also. So the example that we can see here is der Mann. So there is the gender and Mann is the noun. So as you can see, Mann is a man. So when I am using the noun, I must have the gender with it. So that is why articles and nouns go hand in hand. You do not use articles without the noun, and you do not use nouns without the article. They are always used together. So der Mann. But if you look at the other noun that we have a cake here which is called as der Kuchen. So a masculine noun, der Kuchen. What we are usually used to is that non-living nouns might not be masculine, is what we think of. But when it comes to this language, that is not the case. You will have masculine nouns which are associated with people as well as things. And the same goes for feminine nouns and neutral nouns. That is, you can have feminine nouns which are also associated with people and things. And you have neutral nouns which are also associated with people and things. So how do we remember this is a question. So the first tip for that is a lot of practice. We always learn nouns together with the genders. So how do we usually learn nouns is that we need to know what the noun means. So once you have found out the meaning of the noun, also try to remember the gender of the noun along with it. For example, we will always say der Mann and not just Mann. We will always say der Kuchen and not just Kuchen. This applies when you are making questions or you're making statements. It doesn't matter. Whenever you use the nouns, make sure you use the articles, that is, the gender of the noun along with it. So our masculine gender is der. The nouns we have here are der Mann and der Kuchen. Now let's look at the feminine nomen. This is the female nouns or the feminine nouns. Okay. Now here we have die Frau. So Frau means a woman, a lady. The article for that is die Frau. But you see, on the other hand, we also have a noun, die Flasche. So the Flasche means a bottle. So this noun is also a feminine noun which has the article die. So you have der Mann, der Kuchen, die Frau, die Flasche. After this, we go to the neutral nomen, that is nouns which are neutral. Now again, just because they are neutral nouns doesn't mean they're only applicable for non-living things. We also have nouns which represent human beings as in people, and they still can be neutral nouns. So this gender is basically for that noun. Okay. So das Kind. So when we talk of a child, regardless what the gender of the child is, when the child is referred to as a child, the gender or the article here becomes das Kind. And similarly, we have one more example here, das Auto, which means a car. But the gender here is das Kind, das Auto. Both of these nouns are neutral. Like I said earlier, it just works best when we learn nouns, we learn them with the genders so that we are aware of what the gender of the noun is when you are using them in our communication. So masculine der, feminine die, neutral das. Now these are the singular forms of the nouns. Once we come to the plural form of the noun, we will see that there is a change in article. Now this article is also the. Now there can be a confusion as to how do we identify which noun is feminine and which noun is plural. So most of the time the word for the plural noun is going to be different. So like we have here the Kinder. So when we talk of one child, it is das Kind. But when we talk of many children, it is die Kinder. So the plural noun is going to be different from that of the singular noun. And the article for all the nouns in plural is going to be die. What it means is, it doesn't matter what the singular gender of the noun is. Your noun can be masculine der in singular. It can be feminine die in singular. Or it could be neutral das in singular. But when we are looking at the plural form of any of the noun, it is gonna be die. So collectively, when you look at articles, you have 4 articles, der, die, das und die. So here we have die Kinder, die Coolies. So when I talk of a bunch of pens together, the article here becomes die and die Coolies. So remember, articles are a very important part of communication and we need to know what the gender of the noun is going to be. So make sure you focus on the genders of the nouns as much as you do on learning the meanings of the nouns. So now let's take a look at some more nouns, okay, along with their articles. Now we will be covering the seasons in Germany, which are called as die Jahreszeiten. Okay, so since it is a plural noun, the article here is die. Die Jahreszeiten are the seasons. So we have 4 major seasons in Germany. We start with der Sommer, which is summer. So summer in Germany is from the months of Juni, Juli, und August, that is 3 months of summer, June, July and August. So the noun here is der Sommer. Okay, remember to not stress on the R too much at the end. Der Sommer, and which is from Juni to August, that is from June to August. The next season that comes after summer is fall, which is called as der Herbst. Okay, which ranges from September to November. So September, October und November is Herbst. So der Sommer, der Herbst. After Herbst, that is after fall, the season we have is winter. So the noun for winter remains winter, but we have the article which we need to add. That is der Winter. Okay, again, remember to not stress on the R too much at the end. It is der Winter, and your winter in Germany ranges from Dezember, Januar und Februar. That is from December to February. And the final season which comes after the winter is spring. So spring in Deutsch is called as der Frühling. Mark the sound of O umlaut here. That is, the sound is Ü. So the pronunciation becomes Frühling. Okay, I'll repeat it. Frühling. So Frühling or our spring is from März, April, Mai. That is, your Frühling or your spring is from March to May. So we'll repeat all the seasons once. So if you look at it as a whole, you will notice that all the seasons have a masculine article, and the word is the Jahreszeiten, which is a plural noun. So der Sommer, der Herbst, der Winter, and lastly der Frühling. So these are the seasons that we have in Germany.